Pickfair wasn't just a home, it was a symbol of Hollywood's golden age, a lavish palace where Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks reigned as cinema's royalty, hosting legendary gatherings that defined an era of unprecedented glamour. Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are uncovering Beverly Hills' most fabled estate. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. This video is brought to you in part by Victorian Society in America. More on them later. In 1892, Gladys Smith, the girl who would eventually become Mary Pickford, was born in Toronto, a girl whose golden curls and luminous smile would one day captivate the world. But life didn't begin in luxury for the woman who would become Hollywood's first true queen. After her father's untimely death, young Gladys watched as her mother leased out rooms in their house and took in boarders to make ends meet. Among her tenants was a theatrical stage manager who suggested Gladys and her siblings try their hand at acting. This is where her journey begins, a journey that would transform her from a girl on the stage to an icon of the silver screen. Pickford's first roles were small ones, her feet shuffling across the wooden floors of Toronto theaters, but even in the background, she demanded the spotlight. By the time she was a teenager, she had made her way to New York, determined to carve a career on Broadway. It was during this time that famed producer David Belasco advised her to adopt the name Mary Pickford, a change that would soon be synonymous with stardom. In 1909, Pickford was screen tested by D.W. Griffith, a leading figure in the rapidly expanding world of film. She didn't land the part, but Griffith immediately recognized her potential. Within a year, Mary was appearing in nearly one film a week for Biograph Studios. Audiences adored her. She wasn't just the girl with the golden curls, she became their lead, someone who could evoke the full spectrum of human emotion with just a glance. Her rise was meteoric. In an era when women were often relegated to supporting roles, both on-screen and off, Pickford demanded and received unprecedented creative control over her work. By 1916, she was Hollywood's first millionaire actress, earning $10,000 a week and a share of her film's profits. Her hits, such as The Poor Little Rich Girl and Pollyanna, cemented her place as America's sweetheart, a title she wore with both pride and the weight of expectation. But Pickford was no ingenue. Her ambitions stretched beyond acting. In 1919, she joined forces with Douglas Fairbanks, Charlie Chaplin, and D.W. Griffith to co-found United Artists, a bold rebellion against the studio system that allowed filmmakers to retain control over their creations. It was a daring move that led industry insiders to grumble that, quote, the lunatics were taking over the asylum. Yet it succeeded, setting a precedent for artistic independence that echoes in Hollywood to this day. Pickford's personal life was as scrutinized as her films. Her first marriage to actor Owen Moore was troubled and ended in divorce. Soon after, she married Douglas Fairbanks in what became the romance of the century. Their home, Pickfair, was a haven for Hollywood royalty, hosting the likes of Charlie Chaplin and Amelia Earhart. They threw legendary parties with the likes of royalty, business tycoons, and movie stars. The estate quickly gained a reputation as being a meeting place for the who's who's and the height of the social ladder. Life magazine even wrote about it. Pickfair is a gathering place only slightly less important than the White House, and much more fun. The estate had originally been a hunting lodge, and when the couple purchased it, they greatly expanded it to include 25 rooms, a large guest wing, and several amenities. Among the most fabled of their additions was the swimming pool. It was touted as the first in-ground swimming pool to have been built in Los Angeles County. The pool wrapped about the property at a scale that was so large that the couple became known for canoeing around it. Additionally, the grounds included several pavilions, tennis courts, and large, flat fields for hosting outdoor events. Before we head inside, a quick word about the sponsor of today's video, Victorian Society in America. Are you captivated by historic architecture? Want to explore, learn, and dive even deeper into the past? With the Victorian Society in America, you'll have the chance to travel to American cities and tour stunning 19th century buildings. Pursue learning through internationally acclaimed summer programs in American cities and abroad, including Chicago, Newport, and London to name a few. Additionally, members will enjoy a free subscription to 19th Century, the semi-annual publication packed with articles on art, architecture, preservation awards, and book reviews. Visit the website below in the video description and become part of the Victorian Society in America today. Thank you, Victorian Society in America, for sponsoring today's video. Now back to our tour. To enter the house, let's make our way towards Mary Pickford and step through the French doors. This leads us into the stair hall, where we are greeted by the grand staircase wrapping itself around a crystal chandelier. Once again, the proportions are blown out, and we get a good sense of how truly large this entryway was by seeing the couple next to it. Beyond the curtains, we head down a few steps to find the formal living room. It is clad floor to ceiling in painted wall panels and furnished with a mix of antique pieces. Whether it was fine art, Louis XIV chairs, or antique European tapestries, Mary developed a taste for filling her home with only the finest and most collectible items. One of her favorite places to lounge was right here on her Chinese damask silk divan. All of this, and we have only seen the one room so far. Next we'll find the formal dining room, which was constantly under renovation. Whether it be the furniture, the lighting, the windows, or the length of the room, dinner guests could always expect to see something new. It could go from bland to glam between weekends, and that was just to be expected as part of the home's legendary allure. Each bedroom was finished out luxuriously with subdued millwork and antique pieces mixed with the newest and most fashionable furniture. Even the children were treated to luxurious quarters. From marble fireplaces to every toy and stuffed animal a kid could ever want, Pickfair was the epitome of lavish living. Together, Mary and Doug reigned as cinema's golden couple until their relationship fractured under the pressures of fame and diverging ambitions. As the silent era gave way to the talkies, Pickford faced an identity crisis. Her first sound film, Coquette, earned her an Academy Award but alienated fans who couldn't reconcile the girl next door with her new sophisticated roles. She cut her iconic curls, a symbolic act of transformation, but her career waned. After her final film, Secrets in 1933, Pickford retired from acting, though she remained an influential figure in Hollywood as a producer and United Artists executive. Her later years were marked by philanthropy and introspection. She co-founded the Motion Picture Relief Fund, supporting struggling industry workers, and was instrumental in the creation of the Motion Picture and Television Country House and Hospital. Yet behind the grandeur of Pickfair, Mary grappled with personal demons, including struggles with drinking and the loneliness of fading into obscurity. Her story, like the film she starred in, remains timeless. However, the same cannot be said about Pickfair. After changing hands a few times, it was eventually demolished to make way for this newer mansion. And with that, I'll turn it over to you. What did you think about Pickfair? Did you have a favorite room or architectural feature? Let me know down below in the comments section. I'd also like to say a special thank you to Victorian Society in America for sponsoring today's video. Check out their link in the video description and become a member today. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time on This House.